Inverts, I'm Scott. These are the inverts. If you're not subscribed, remember to hit that subscription button. Drop this video a like if you like what we're doing. Today we're having a look at the tiger tarantula, Tanzanian black and olive tarantula, Encyocratella olivacea. Absolutely beautiful spider. Now if you want to cut the waffle and go straight into the care video section of this video, go straight to this point along the timeline. If you want to hear exactly how we got this spider, stick around. So we visited Spa Spiders. We went over to Spa Spiders and we were taking over a mature male to Luke. Gets there, there's Luke, there's his dad doing an unboxing of a huge shipment of spiders that they've had in, and he had a couple of olivaceas there, and I said to him, look Luke, I really want one. And he said, I can't sell you it. And I said to his dad, Daddy Spa, I really want one. And he said the same thing. They wanted to take a couple to the sea show, but it was his birthday the following day. So while we were there, I said happy birthday to him, and after probably about two and a half hour conversation, he actually ended up agreeing to selling me this female. They are exceptionally rare in the UK, but also an absolutely beautiful spider, real stunning baboon species. So we ended up buying it and bringing it home. Further conversation with Luke, he said, do you realise that these guys, these females, sorry, actually reproduce slightly different to other tarantulas? And he explained why and how. So I did my own little research, and this tarantula is actually one of two species that uses oviducts. So what that means is they don't reproduce with spermithia in the usual way. But to cut a long story short, what it does mean is they don't lose the sperm from molt to molt. So she could, if she repair her, have one egg sac followed by another one and followed by a possible third even after a molt, which is absolutely amazing and real good news for the hobby when it comes to breeding these girls as well. Anyway, let's get into today's video. Our spider comes all the way from Tanzania, which is just below Kenya and Ethiopia. Now, you could be forgiven for thinking that this area is going to be extremely warm, but this area where our spider comes from is a rainforest, and it's the southern slopes of Mount Meru in the e.olivacea region, where the average temperature is around 19 degrees. So we want to be keeping this one between about 18-22 degrees. And with a yearly average rainfall of 1,400 millimeters, this means our spider also likes it moist. Now, up on screen now is my female subadult, and looking absolutely beautiful. That gold carapace, gold and black legs, and the patternings across the abdomen as well. You can see straight away that this is a baboon spider. This is what faster growing species. The females can reach maturity within as little as 2 to 3 years, and the males between a year and a year and a half. The females can get up to 5 inches leg span, where the males around 3.5, sometimes around 4 inches. Now this girl does come from a little bit of a damper area, so let's get that humidity in our enclosures around to 70%. That's really easy. Just start off with the substrate moist, give it a couple of sprays each week, and we're well ahead. Now this spider can be the most defensive, almost aggressive spider on the planet. This girl, if you provoke her once, she may leave you alone. That second time, she is going to come flying at you. She won't retreat, she will fly at you instead of. So just bear that in mind on rehousing. And here she is in the tarantula room rehousing tube. Look at those fangs, absolutely beautiful. And you can see now, I mean, I always say go off a molt, but you can definitely tell this one is a female. Absolutely stunning spider. So we've gone for a 20 centimeter across by 20 centimeter deep by 30 centimeter high glass enclosure. If you're in Coventry, going to any of the shows, and if you are getting rid of any of these enclosures, please let me know. I am desperate for some more. We are going with Irish peat moss as that substrate while we can still get it. It's absolutely ideal for this species. Makes burrowing an absolute dream. So what I want to do is, because it comes from a mountain area, I want to try and recreate that in this enclosure, as well as giving it arboreal options. I'm going to show you exactly what we do in just a second or two. But the soil it's actually by Clover. You can get it on Amazon. Irish peat moss, looking absolutely stunning. And like I said a second ago, I'm going to try and create a slope so this spider thinks it's up in that mountain range. And with it being a boreal and fossorial, I'm going to put a cork bark tube in there, probably at the front right. So what this will allow to do is to give it those arboreal options, but then it will be able to burrow at the base of that cork bark as well, which is something we should be considering with the majority of arboreals, is giving them the option to bury or burrow at the base of their cork bark as well. Half moon piece of cork bark just going in the back just to give us some options. Now, seeing as this spider can be arboreal, it can also go fossorial, I want to create a kind of fossorial hide in the side of the slope, in the side of the mountain, on the left hand side of this enclosure, just to give our spider some options. So I'm just moving the soil around till I get in a position that I like, and with my fingers, and then we're going to put another half moon shape piece of cork bark into the side of the mountain, put a bit of substrate on it to try and keep it centralized and stop it from moving around. Quick push down and we're all good. Nice little starter burrow in case our e.olivacea wants to go solely fossorial, as well as having those arboreal spots as well. Just giving the substrate a little tap down now. What I want to do is get a water dish in there, and the water dish that we're using today is this. Now this is the beetle jelly pots that come with the little pull-off lid, and you've got the beetle jelly in. That's exactly what this is. So if you keep beetles, isopods, stuff like that, and you have the jelly pots, you could also use them as water dishes. Give it a quick wash out, stick it in. Absolutely wonderful. What I want to do also is try and get some moss in this enclosure. Now we have a bag of terra moss. This comes from the spider shop. Obviously been left in the dark for a little while as the moss is all kind of a yellowy browny colour. This is more of an experiment for me. I'm going to put these into the enclosure to see if it does actually come back to life and start popping some greenery off real soon. If it doesn't, I will swap it out for some moss that are collected from the countryside. And what I want to do with this is I want to cover the floor with it, so it acts like almost like an insulating layer, keeping temperatures in the soil to a consistency and helping to keep that humidity up down in the soil as well. What I do is I'll go around with the moss, spray it all down, and then put a little bit of moss down on the top, because when you spray the moss it tends to flatten down real quick and stay flattened for a long time. It can take on 8 times its own weight in water. So if you look, we flattened it all down by spraying, but then I've gone over it again and just put a little bit of extra moss just here and there just to help that texture and to start to bring this enclosure to life. About 6 inches to the left deep of substrate, around 3.5 to 4 to the right, and we've created that slope, created that nice little burrow there as well. Hopefully our spider will love it in here, molt successfully, and then hopefully we could put a male in at some point. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Again, this is an absolute dream come true to own this spider. Tarantula room, rehousing tube again. If you want me to do a video solely on the rehousing tubes, let me know down in the comments, and we'll look at getting the other couple of sizes of tubes as well and doing a full video on those. But my God, is she gorgeous. Literally just walks into the enclosure almost like a princess. There's the back of her in a little threat pose, which she's unsure of her surroundings. I just wobble the rehousing tube slightly here just to try and encourage her out, and she goes flying out straight into the water bowl and has a little drink, ready preparation for probably building whatever she is going to do in this enclosure. Again, with this species you can let the enclosure dry out and then re-wet it down if you want, and then let it dry out again. I just find it a lot easier just to keep it around 70%. So just spray it two times a week, spray it down, keep the moss nice and moist, and we're away. We're at that 70%. But just look how gorgeous she is, and look how wonderfully camouflaged she is against the kind of decaying brown moss and the cork bark. The golds on her are absolutely amazing, literally like autumn gold. Absolutely beautiful. Again, just a stunning baboon spider. Abdomen nice and plump carapace just looks absolutely stunning. Don't know what it is about spiders and their carapaces, but it's somewhere that I look straight away is the carapace, and if it's beautiful it tends to captivate me from the word go. Again, the arboreals on the right with the fossorial on the left, and I can tell you that she actually went fossorial, so she's gone into that hide as of right now. Stunning. Boom! That Olivacea is just, oh, absolutely beautiful. And I can let you know that she did actually go for soaring, and after about an hour she has started digging down, and she's also webbed up the front of that burrow as well. So that starter burrow that we put in has been utilised to the full. Hopefully she webs up the whole of her house. That would be absolutely fantastic. When they do web, they do tend to absolutely throw it out all over the place really quickly, so I'm hoping that happens in the next couple of days. Again, a massive thank you to Luke and his dad for agreeing to let me buy this female. I know he's got a couple he's keeping himself for future breeding projects, but I also know that he's taking one or two down to the Southeast Arachnid show down in Ashford in Kent. Another little insider thing as well is 2024. I mean, Luke's already updated his website, so he's already put 2 new species of spider never seen before in the UK onto his website, so sparspiders.co.uk. Go check out his new list that he's just put up there. Channel members, so if you've hit that blue join button, you guys get 15% discount at Spar Spiders, and trust me, you're going to take a huge advantage with that over the next kind of 6 to 12 months. He has got some plans to bring in some absolutely shockingly beautiful spiders and more firsts to the UK. And I'm very excited for him and his dad and the company as a whole. Anyway, if you like this video, remember to drop me a like. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscription button. I am thinking, because we've got channel members and other things, some people don't want to have a monthly obligation, but you still want to support the channel. So I'm thinking about dropping an Amazon wish list down into the description. Sorry, if you think that's a good idea, let me know down in the comments as well. Anyway, guys, thank you for all your support through 2023, and I hope you'll be carrying on supporting the adventure into these beautiful spiders all the way into 2024 as well. And as always, we shall see you again on the next one.